Morning. Already on the stroll. Had to make sure we're all set and ready to go. It is Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, your laced up legislator for the House of Delegates 89th District, and we're on the stroll. Let's get to it. Happy Thursday. I don't know how your spring break has been going, but mine has been absolutely interesting. And it's been a week of so many different things, so many headlines, so much good work, and I'm definitely looking for ways to make sure that that we keep you guys abreast of what we're actually doing. I think that's important. Oftentimes I wonder, even though this is a part-time gig, I'm like, what are y'all doing when you're home? What do you do? Is it only... So know that the team is looking for ways to make sure that we're able to communicate with you all the spaces and places that we are when we're not in Richmond. And then so you can catch up with us, like Wells Waldo, you know. So you can stay with us. So good morning again. So start with a couple announcements, roll into statewide news, and then some local stuff, and then we'll move from there. As a reminder, on Saturday, April 23rd at 3:30, we are having our debrief in town hall. And I say debrief in town hall because, you know, there's two pieces to that. Town hall is where you're able to ask all the questions that you want to ask. Debrief is where I'm just giving you the rundown of all the things that have happened, all the things that happened in the General Assembly, and then everything that sort of happened since then. We've got an hour and a half to make it happen, so I'm going to take a half an hour. I'm going to leave a half an hour for questions, comments, concerns, and then we're going to roll out. It will be at Yosemite Community Church on Brambleton, so I am hopeful to see your face in the place. There should be a Facebook event going live here this week about it as well. So again, that is Saturday, April 23rd at 3:30. All right. If you are a parent of a scholar, I know some of you all took advantage of virtual academy this year, being able to still sort of live that, I don't want to say COVID life, because I think, you know, as a person who was a virtual trainer pre-COVID, you know, it's always been a thing. But the signups are happening now for next year, and I think that's something we all kind of have to do a better job with, helping NPS market these things. There's a lot of career and technical things that are coming new to our district that maybe your little citizen didn't know about, that I want to make sure that we're doing a better job, especially in communities like mine where those opportunities actually across the city, where those opportunities would be loved and valued. So if you know anybody that's like, hey, I wanted my little citizen to stay in virtual school, signups are happening, not now, but right now. So you can go to the NPS website and sign up for next year to be virtual and take advantage of that. Shout out to Old Dominion baseball team. They beat UVA. It's always good when we're home and beating people at home. I mean, in the Commonwealth. Who doesn't want to be best? But ODU's baseball team beat UVA. You know, let them breaks get off on them. So congratulations to them on that win. And it was a whole year for Norfolk State this year, basketball, y'all, like a whole year. Congratulations to Joe Bryant Jr., right? He made the first team for state first team all state. I think it's been a while since Norfolk State has had somebody make first team. Maybe I think they're 2013 or so, but I think they had a guy in 2016 that made second team all state. So congratulations to Joe Bryant Jr. Again, hometown, killing it on the sports front. We're doing our best, and what I'm super excited about local stuff is that hopefully this Saturday, I don't know about y'all, I actually watch tennis, and Norfolk State is going to be playing Navy in tennis. So that sounds exciting to me. I don't know if it sounds exciting to you, but it does to me. So I'm excited for Norfolk State to beat Navy, or Navy to beat Norfolk State. I can't tell where I stand on this, but but I'm sure it'll be some great matches as we sort of walk ourselves towards valuing all the different types of athletics and intramural and scholastic things that are happening in this backyard of ours. That is plenty good. Okay, so let's transition to statewide stuff. We're celebrating ourselves. We've done that. We've advocated a bit, sign up for stuff. Let's go to statewide stuff. Look, I have been getting a lot of, when I can't even walk the streets without somebody knowing me and saying, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with the governor? What's going on with what's happening with the gas? What's happening here? And I realize, I remind folks that, I am very new to party politics, but I got into party politics, to do policy better for people. And I will keep saying that because that is the truth, right? That is the wholehearted truth, is that I want to work with people to do better for people. And we are in a system that has two parties. And what I recognize is that one person isn't representative of all people, but one person can frustrate all people. Headlines recently have been majorly about the vetoes. If you guys didn't see the headlines yesterday, or actually all week, there's been about all the vetoes made to Democrats, and that they seem like they were vendettas, and also the executive branch is not responding to FOIAs. I want to hit on that FOIA piece and then go into the governance piece of things, right? FOIA, or Freedom of Information, if you don't know what that is, Freedom of Information Act, it pretty much said that us as private citizens can we can make requests of government for documents on how they're doing business, and it's not negotiable. But what you see happen oftentimes is folks try to hide things. they do things on personal phones, or they do them in a way that we cannot FOIA and know what actually is going on. Oh, Charlene, NSU, I'm breaking for a second. Breaking news. NSU was just named one of the best HBCUs. Number 10 out of 50. I mean, we knew that. Didn't we know that already? I mean, we're moving on up, okay? Thank you for that tidbit. But it's good that we share information, just like Charlene just shared that with me. It is healthy for our government to share with us exactly what's going on. And what you'll see is, like, localities, states, or federal leaders, what they'll do, the governments will make it really expensive for you to even request what's happening and what's going on, right? I had a FOIA request when things were going on that cost me $200 and something from the city of Norfolk, asking for information. Do you know what I'm saying? Or no, it's $200. It's $100 and something. And I really only got an email or two back, and some of that was redacted. And that is so real. Good morning. That is so real, the FOIA requests. And so, not responding to FOIA requests, that what's happening with the executive branch of our state government, it is substandard, right? If we're talking about trying to build trust, there's already a lot of distrust in what we do. If we're talking about leading from a place of cohesion, and maybe the goal is not to lead in a place that pulls together the best, even though we may have different values, maybe it's not. But it got me to thinking about a constituent. Her name is Lee Nussbaum. Sent me an article that she wrote. She interviewed the former Secretary of Treasury, Jack Lew, about leading in governance, because what this boiled down to, and I want us to look at headlines, but I want us as a community to not get caught up in headlines, because there's progress being made and we're going to make it. And if it isn't being made, we're going to take it, because we have the ability to do that, because we are going to learn together, as I walk in this role as the delegate, and we walk in this role as members of the 89th District or Norfolk. We're going to do this better. This is a game. There's policy and there's politics, y'all. And we have to have a really good understanding of both in order to get the things that we need for our community. And that's just a fact. So I don't consume myself. Oftentimes don't consume myself with the headlines, because I know we've got a mission. We do together, collectively. However, walking back to Lee sent me, she is a Columbia, she goes to Columbia International and Public International Public Administration, or let me make sure I say this, Affairs. And she's a local, and she sent me this article the other day, and as Jack was talking, a lot of it was hitting me, and I hope this hits you as we sort of try to know that it's folks that is not that are not for us or by us, and that are going to do these things to distract us, to keep us from what we're doing. But we've got a role here. And Jack Lew said, with regards to governance, right? Because I'm not joining nobody's petty party, and I don't want you to either. He said, I think you have to enter politics and governing with the combination of aspiration and humility. To me, the aspiration should be to have the privilege to work on important issues of the day and the privilege to be recognized for it. And you get more opportunities to take the road where it leads you. We have that, right? That's us. Is that I do, and when I say it, I know that, and I feel that this is a privilege. I mean it. Y'all see me today was a whole study day, y'all. Y'all got me going to school every day of the day trying to do this job well. And I appreciate it. He said, I also think it's important not to take yourself too seriously, because it's really not about you, right? And that's true. We got this privilege to do the work, but it really is for the some of us. Most of the time in public service, it's about what you're doing. Some of the things feel enormous, like enormous blows in the day. And like when you're young and you don't get invited to the meeting, it feels like your world's going to come to the end. And I can understand that. As the first week I was in office, I made a statement and it became this big news story. And I was like, what? What's happening here? And he said, I've always said to people that as you rise in the hierarchy, it's important to remember that you don't leave with the title. You leave as yourself. Titles are nice. And having people respect the position you hold makes you feel like you've accomplished a certain level. But when you leave that position, it isn't what defines you. It's you that defines you, and you can't leave yourself behind. And it doesn't mean that you don't work hard, right? And so when we look at the position, when I'm looking at, and as a military-minded person, when I'm looking at the position of a commanding officer, and now as a public servant or as a legislator, looking at a position as a governor, that's temporary, right? Is that I have to understand what this system is, and I want you all to, because I want us to be able to work really well within it, understand what's happening, but not be distracted by our own mission. Because when it comes time to get to work down here, those folks are not with us. But we can make sure that we're working in the system, within the system, and outside of it. Because again, I believe that our way forward is going to be some amazing public-private partnerships. We're going to need it. The folks that are working here with us, we're going to need that, because what I'm finding is money's going to go where it goes, and we're going to advocate to get the state to pay for the things that we need them to pay for. But we'll have to work outside this system to do that, and we're going to use our power and influence to do it. That's what I'm saying for us. But that's that. That's how I feel about what's happening with, the vetoes. That's how I feel about what's happening with the FOIA request, is that, we measure the man or the woman by the man or the woman, right? And we really understand that when a person receives power, just more of themselves come out. But again, as Lee's article finally put from Jack Lew, that from Jack Lew, that title's gonna be there. Somebody else gonna be sitting there in the next 3 years. Well, 3.5 years, right? Have we gotten our ground game together? And that's what it boils down to, is protecting our neck. All right, even when they try to take, because that's what this is about, right? Even if it's a petty party. So let's look across the Commonwealth. Are we cool on that? That's my stance with the governor. I treat it like a commanding officer. What I don't want to do is go through them like panties. But I recognize when I have somebody with the positional authority, I allow them to show me who they are, and I work within the confines to get what we need for our people to be mission successful. Period. Done. That's all I got to say about that. Okay? So looking across the Commonwealth, it is important for us to also recognize what's happening in other spaces and places as it can sort of guide where not only funding but opportunities are for us to sort of bring funding in from the federal level to the state. Looking at Leesburg, Virginia. I think that's what Lynchburg. Y'all know where Lynchburg is? I do. You know where Lynchburg is? Right? Lynchburg is dealing with wildfires right now. Right? And looking at their wildfires, and shout out to Vince again, looking at their wildfires is an opportunity as we look, if y'all done heard about where California is with wildfires and how environmentally it's going to affect us, but also our economy, right? The cost for getting food, you know, the supply chains, and that's going to be a huge conversation as we move forward, y'all. Looking at that as if wildfires become more of a thing, again, we're not thinking about the environment, but I'm walking in it right now, and we had a heck of a winter. That we've got to be cognizant of what we're going to be needing to be able to be a Commonwealth that is working towards the common good across and working on all of our environmental issues, to include wildfires, to include flooding. Good morning. Okay. So, right, this is about just being conscious, right? This is about just being conscious of what's happening across the Commonwealth, and then looking for funding that can help make a case to help us get funding that we need. So the environment is not just an issue here, as everybody talks about sea level rise, but what I'm most concerned with here, it's not necessarily sea level rise, and I was taught this by a very amazing person, is that what we have to concern ourselves with is rain level rise. You know, the biggest ruts that we get in environmentally is when it rains, and unfortunately there haven't been a lot of studies on flooding due to rain. And I know that sounds weird, but that's something that is at the forefront of our mind for next session, so we can get in the mindset of, good morning, get in the mindset of recognizing what causes our flooding here at home. And 9 times out of 10, it's rain, right? Which has a lot to do with infrastructure. So, all right, what do I got? All right, I think that's the majority of what I had today. I really wanted to make sure that, you know, that you all understood where I was coming from, and that we had sort of a way forward. I really, really, really and truly want to see you all at the town hall on April 23rd at 3:30. That's a Saturday, April 23rd at 3:30, at Gethsemane Church, Community Church over there on Brambleton. Have your face in the place. We'll have resources. Again, it'll be a debrief and an opportunity there. And I will leave on this. If you know a classroom, 4th grade or 5th grade classroom that is preparing for SOLs, I had the opportunity to teach SOLs, Virginia Studies, SOL Standard 10A, which is the branches of government at a local school here. It was absolutely amazing. I really want to make that a thing. So if you are an educator or know an educator that, you know, you need a break, let me come to the classroom. All I need is about 45 minutes, and we'll get through some of these Virginia Studies classes. And I'll tell you, our little citizens are not playing with us. One girl asked me, well, why a woman ain't never been governor? I said, do I want to answer that kindly? One of them asked, what did she ask? Well, they notice everything. I like Simba in your ears. They are amazing. So I enjoy our littlest citizens. They are the pick-me-up that I think we all need. But as we think about our littlest citizens, let's think about our young adults. The schools are going through it. Conflict resolution is not something that is apparent. And if we don't get that under our thumb some way, somehow, and start really talking about what's happening with regards to that we're going to find ourselves in a very trying place as they walk into our communities, thinking that violence is the first way to solve issues. Miss Charlene, will there be a virtual option? There will be. I believe we're going to have the town hall on Facebook Live, but they will not. It will be a listen only. It will be a listen only for Facebook Live, so that will be there. However, if you're going to be on Facebook Live watching the town hall for listen only and you have a question, we ask that you go ahead and submit that question to, just put town hall question to our delegate account. That's Del J Glass at house.virginia.gov. Del like delegate, J for Jackie, Glass like my last name, Glass of Milk, at house, then House of Delegates.virginia.gov, right? So it's really, really important that one, you get your questions in there, because I recognize, we are not always all able to have our face in a place, but I did want to make sure that I got an opportunity to do that debrief that I had done virtually, face to face with folks. Thanks, Denise. It was a great time. Those little citizens challenging the heck out of us, and I may need to do a youth town hall just for kids to like grill me, because I feel like they come from an honest place. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. I know today was more of a, and let me pause for questions, comments, concerns before I get off of here. I'll leave some space for some questions to come in if you have any. And actually, just tell me how you feeling. How you feeling today? Today is a varsity day for me. How y'all feeling today? Let's close on that in the comments. Feeling good, feeling great. About to end out this, if you like me, spring break is coming to an end. Yeah. Feeling good, feeling great, amazing. It's good to hear. It is so good to hear. So I will see you guys in a week if you're going to be at the town hall. Until next time, I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, your laced up legislator for the House of Delegates 89th District. I am excited to see you. I'll see you on Tuesday. And if there's anything in the interim, please do not hesitate to reach out to the office. All right. We're going to be varsity today. Working hard. Take care.